you guys noticed how pervasive it is that we overcomplicate non-duality? I mean, the entire point is for everything to come together and become simple again. And yet we're constantly fighting with each other, disagreeing. We read some of the most difficult books to follow, to understand some of the most difficult methods. We fight about which methods are the best. And essentially, all it is about coming together as one. Not sure why we do that. I guess because we don't feel complete. So I was thinking about, I think a lot about my past and my path. And one of my first debuts into personal development was right after I had my son. I had this complete overwhelm. So I got into minimalism and I discovered Leo Balboa, is that right? Zen Habits blog. And he also at the time had a blog about minimalism. I think he combined it into one. So you can't find that blog by itself anymore, I think. But anyway, so I was really inspired, and this was the first that I'd ever read about Buddhism. But basically all I cared about was, getting my house in order. And so since then I went further with it, and the book that really allowed me to become the most minimalist was the Marie Kondo book. And that book appeals to women a lot, but it's very spiritual, and the letting go of your things and thanking them and having a positive, there's law of attraction in it, and it's just amazing. If you watch her Netflix show, she just has this amazing presence to her, and you can't help but love her. And so minimalism, I didn't know that I was getting into spirituality, but I was. And shortly thereafter, I got into personal development. I started trying to manage my anger. And now I see it's just the same thing, right? We're getting rid of mental clutter. We're getting rid of things. And what I want to say is that you don't get rid of things. You get rid of things to make space for things, right? So we get rid of things in our house to have time to do the things we really love. We're examining our life, and we're deciding what's the absolute basics. What are the things that are necessary to our life? What things serve us? And then we're making time for ourselves, making time to have a more fulfilled life. That's the point. The point isn't just to get rid of stuff so you can sit in your empty house. It's what are you going to do with that time later? And a lot of us in non-duality, we think that it's clearing the mind of thoughts and not having a thought, and we turn it into a type of dogma. And we feel empty, and we start to feel lonely. And as you're clearing things out, your house starts to feel empty. And then you might realize that you want to set up that corner that was all clutter that never got used, and you want to set it up to do some new hobby or something. And so there's a point in spiritual work where you feel like the house is empty, there's nothing, and you start to feel lonely. But the entire point is to bring love back in. And I see debates and stuff, and people say, are you getting lost in the path of love? And there's these two paths. And like I said in my video about feminine and masculine, the masculine path is more like, this is the nothingness that allows everything to exist. This is a space of no thought. This is a clearing out. This is the true self, the true honest state of yourself is no thought. And then the other side is, well, we are. Haven't you ever looked around and been like, what is this? When I was a little girl, I used to have doubts about Christianity, and it's like, that's really hard to believe, all this stuff I was told to believe, but I exist. And that's way more difficult to wrap my head around than anything else. So here we are. That's an awkward moment for some people. Here you are. What are you gonna do? Like, you gotta go back to life at some point and experience it with love and live the life that you dreamed of. There you go. You get rid of your shit so you can live the life you dreamed of. What are your dreams? You want challenge so you can work through it. You don't want to be under the thumb of challenge. You don't want to be oppressed by challenge. You want to take on challenge with a fiery passion for something. You want to get somewhere. You want to live your life. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with your life? You don't even have to do anything. But there is such beautiful aliveness in everything. And it's the person, the unconscious person, who says that they have to be rich and they have to be successful, and they decide what success is, and they decide for other people. And spirituality wipes that clear and says, you want to go forage in the woods for all your food, and that's what you really want to do? Find out a way to do it. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to please your parents. You don't have to please anybody else. You can move somewhere where you can live the life you want. Everything is yours. Everything is within reach if you believe it. And it's an honest way to live. And you are worthy. You wouldn't be here if you weren't worthy. You're worthy of love, and you're worthy of life, and you're worthy of creating, and you're here to play a part in this world. And the more we clear out to let the true self shine through, to let love in, the more authentic and the more effortless that type of life, that amazing, flowing, wonderful type of life, will just unfold before you. I hope this was helpful. I love you guys. Bye.